All praises to the Most High through His only begotten Son Yahawashi. Shalawam, shalawam to the Hakim, shalawam to the brother and sister, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indians scattered to all the four corners of this earth, diaspora. We bless the Most High through His only begotten Son Yahawashi, and we say again, shalawam. This is the brother Frankie. As some of y'all know, first and foremost, I apologize for the noise behind it. As y'all know, the freaking AC. Without any further ado, today is a pagan day. It's the day of the Most High. Nevertheless, it's a pagan holiday going on right now in Babylon the Great. Now, the main people that celebrate this pagan holiday called Father Day, I try to avoid it at work, but people, they keep on telling you this and that, that. You all know, brothers. You all know what's going on in Babylon the Great. Even though you tell them, they try to argue over it. Nevertheless, my question or my issue is that when you wake up to the truth, when the Most High chooses you and wake you up literally and you understand the ways of the Most High, you come to realize that all the things that you used to do or you were taught in Christianity is totally against the Most High. It's fully against the Most High. It goes totally against the Bible. However, the Most High is merciful if we repent and go back unto the Most High. Because the sin that we committed on the ignorance, the Lord, He winked at it. The Most High, He winked at the sin that we committed on the ignorance. Now, the people that celebrate mainly this wicked holiday, for example, Father Day, Mother Days, are Christian, the majority, except for the other heathen that live in Babylon the Great. But I'm trying to say, like when you look at country-wise, for example, if you go probably to the so-called Arabs, they don't pay that much attention to the Father Days and Mother Day, very much, I'm pretty sure, in other countries. Now, the people, the religion that celebrate mostly this pagan holiday are Christianity, are Christian. Now, Christian, they're very, very ignorant people. And when you try to give them senses, to let them know, listen, I used to be Christian, we shouldn't be doing this, they don't want to happen. They think that, oh yeah, it's just a day for the Father. Dummy, what are you talking about? Now, my question is, Christian, they don't believe in the Most High, because if they really, really believe in the Most High, they're supposed to be reading the Bible and seeking the way of the Most High. Very simple. Now, so many times, they do not read the Bible, they just listen to the pastor, and the pastor is the one actually pushing and like bringing more forth. Why? That's why they pick the day of worship of the sun, because today is what? The day that they worship the sun. But to the Most High and to us that keep the Lord, the commandment of the Most High, we know this is the first day of the week. Now, my question to you, Christian, to all of you that know that you're Christian, I don't care what denomination you are from or you belong to, I do not care. I put all of you in the same basket. Now, my question to the Christian is like, where in the Bible, to you Christian, where in the Bible, which law in the Bible say we have to celebrate Father Days and Mother Days? Which law? Or my question will be, I'm a formulate it another way. Where in the Bible did the Most High Yahawah power commanded us to celebrate Father Day? Where? I need somebody to show me. Until you show me that and you prove it with pressure, at least 5 precepts, then guess what? You're worshiping Satan. I need a Christian to help me find out those precepts. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to start with the couple precept. I'm going to bring couple precept, probably 5, 6, no more than 5, 6, or 8, something like that. Now, to start it, you're a Christian, still slave. Whether you believe or whatever you don't believe, you see slavery is this very last day. There's 2 types of slavery, or there are 2 types of slave. The spiritual slavery, and you got what? Physical too. Now, in general, for example, today, we all are what? Physical slaves. Now, among everybody that is physically slave, right? you still have a good amount of people that are slaves spiritually. Why? Because they don't know the truth. Why? Because they're still Christian and they're still Muslim, etc. They're still in the religion. Now when I say some, I'm referring to the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native. I ain't talking to everybody right here. I'm literally referring to the 12 tribes of Israel. So why am I saying that you see slave? You see slaves spiritually. Now, somebody who is not slave spiritually is still slave physically. Why? Because you still have to pay tax. You still got to pay for your county decay. You still got to pay for inspection and mission. You still got to this. You need a birth certificate. You got to go to the government. You need your social security. So you stay slave. Everybody in general, everybody, I don't care how smart you are, whatever you work, we're still in slavery, in captivity until this very last day. Especially if you are not living in the land that the Most High giving you from the Bible, literally from the Bible, you're still physically in slavery. I don't care what you believe in. You're still in slavery. Now, if a brother tells me, okay, that they are in slavery physically, but spiritually, no, I'm saying, yeah, that's right. Because why? The Most High woke them up and give them the wisdom. And this is the reason why I'm saying that we're still in slavery. General, however, to the Hebrew Israelite that woke up and keeping the law and the commandment of the Most High, the Most High already delivered them right now from what? The spiritual slavery, which is the worst than anything else. That's the worst slavery. The spiritual one, that's the deadliest one. So I'm going to read this in the book of John chapter 8 and verse 32. He say, I'm going to read from 31. He say, then say Yahawashi to those Jews which believe on him. So you see, it's clear. He's referring to the Jews that believe on him. Only the one that believe on him. Did he say, oh yeah, oh, he said, only the one that believe on him. So like Christianity, they say everybody's welcome. No, Christ said here, to those Jews which believe on him. Let's continue. If he continue in my word, then I am a disciple indeed. So we have to continue in the word of Christ, which is the word of his Father. How? By keeping the law, the commandment of the Most High, 613 laws and commandments. What does it mean? You can't celebrate Father Days. That's a clear cut. Did Jesus, the Christ that you're talking about, did he celebrate Father Days? Has he ever mentioned Father Days anywhere? No. So why are you celebrating? Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? So don't use his name. Don't say just no. That's you got the demon or you got devil. You didn't know? That's fine. Come out of it. Do not celebrate anymore. All the pagan holiday, don't celebrate anymore. Now after you listen to my audio or my video, you see celebrate, guess what? You got demons and evil spirit on you. Literally. I'm going to tell you what it is. Then I'm going to continue to say, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You see, it's the truth that make you free. It's not money, it's the truth that make you free. Now, let's go. I'm going to go to the book of Mark. Right? I'm going to go to the book of Mark. First of all, I'm going to go to the book of John. I do that. John 4:23. And I'm going to read it. You see, but the hour cometh. He said, the hour cometh, right? Let's see. He said, but the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshippers, so the people that literally worship the Most High, let's see how they're going to worship the Most High. If they'll go to church on Sunday, or are they going to celebrate Father Day, Mother Day, Christmas, let's see how they're going to worship the Most High. When the true worshippers, right, shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. You see? So the truth is what? The Bible. The truth is the Bible from Genesis all the way down to Revelation. That's what is the truth. The truth is the word of the Most High. The 613 laws and commandments. That's the truth. The truth is not your opinion. It's not my opinion. No. The truth is the Bible. It's the law. The law is capital L-A-W. Right? Let me read it. He said, but the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshippers, is in plural, those one who literally are worshiping the Most High, let's see what they're going to do, shall worship the Father in spirit. He didn't say in buildings. He didn't even say on Sunday. No, in spirit. How do? You meditate on the precept. You meditate on the scripture that you read. Whatever you read, whether it be 2 days, 3 days, you meditate. And you study, you meditate. You think about it, trying to amend your way, to change your way. Even though you fall, guess what? You can still get up and continue and apply more righteousness. That's what it means. Let's continue. He said, the true worshiper shall worship the Father in spirit. You see, in spirit. In spirit. Not going to a building.
The Most High does not dwell in building. The Most High never told you to celebrate Father's Day. Satan told you to celebrate Father's Day. Who created Father's Day? I'm going to tell you whoever created Father's Day. Right? And he said, in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. You see? The Most High is looking for those that worship him in spirit. How do you worship the Most High in spirit? By keeping the law, the commandment of the Most High. Not showing necessary by your appearance, but guess what? In the spirit. You know the law, you study the Bible, you do righteousness, you do whatever you got to do. You apply justice. You see what I'm saying? You go out on the street, you teach the brother, you humble yourself. That's what is he talking about. In spirit, right? He said, Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. But y'all be telling me that, what? Oh, Father Day is just fine. Listen, he said, what? In truth and in spirit. Where in the Bible is the truth. The law of the Most High is the truth, right? So where in the Bible did the Most High or Christ ever say we have to celebrate Father's Day? Where? Hello? What are your pastor and your teacher? Your priest, the Pope, where are they? You see how you've been deceived? And we can tell you. As soon as we tell you, you start going off. Oh, this, you see. Wake the hell up before the day of the Most High, because that day is just going to be blood all over the place. Let's go to the book of Mark chapter 7. Let's go to Mark chapter 7. And I'm going to read Mark chapter 7. I'm going to read, let me see, I got a couple of precepts right here. I'm going to read 6 through 9. This is the book of Mark chapter 7, verses 6 through 9. He answered and said unto them, well had Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrite. Now, who is he talking about? The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native that call themselves Christian today. This prophecy was not just for our brother back in those days. It applied to all of us. Our people still Christian today and Muslim. The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native. We still follow their other hidden weakness, the idolatry. We still follow. Right? Let's see what Christ says. He said, he answered and said unto them, what had Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, right? Prophesied over you, hypocrite, as it is written. These people honor me with their lips. Oh, they just came from worshiping the sun, thinking that they're worshiping the Most High, thinking that they're serving the Most High. You're serving Satan. Now, what did they celebrate today? Father Day. Why in the Bible did he say to celebrate Father Day? Nowhere. So why you celebrate? The Most High said, well, keep the Sabbath. The Sabbath just ended up yesterday. They didn't keep it. However, they're keeping Satan holiday. They're keeping the Father Day. The wicked Father Day. They're keeping it. What's going on? So, and when we tell you our truth, then we become the enemy, right? Because we're telling you the truth. You know what? You the devil. Same thing. Straight up. You the devil. Any of you so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indian that do not want to accept this truth, and you're rebelling against whatever we bring it out, as that said the Most High, guess what? You a devil. Because guess what? You want to deceive more people. The word devil just means a deceiver. A devil just means deceiver. You're trying to deceive people. What do you mean, Father Days? Who created it? Is Babylon the great? This is Babylon. America is Babylon. It's not Roman Catholic Church. Leave the Roman Catholic Church alone. America is Babylon the great because that's where they create Mother Days and Father Day from. Most of the religion that is spread throughout the world is always from this place. It's always from this place. And they scattered throughout the four corners of this earth. It's always from Babylon the Great, aka the United Snake of America. Right? Let's continue. He said, I'm going to continue first. He said, these people, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native that are Christian and Muslim, let's see what they do. Honor me with the lips, but the heart is talking about your mind. Your mind, okay, your mind is not your heart within you. No. He said, but the heart is far from me. Guess what? So keep on going to worship your son every Sunday, because that's why it's called Sunday. Keep on worshiping your son. Because you ain't worshiping the Most High. I'm going to tell you straight up, you're wasting your time. You go to church on Sunday, you're wasting your time. You are not going to get saved. Show me the precept or the law in the Bible where the Most High said we have to go to church on Sunday. Where did Jesus Christ preach that we have to go to church on Sunday? Where? Show me. None, right? So why are you wasting your time? You're running your way, wasting your time. Wake the hell up. You're grown up, you're 65, you're 70, 80. Listen, you got to be born, you got to be born again. Humble yourself and listen to the law. Listen to the Bible and get born again. That's what Christ was telling to the brother Nicodemus. You see what I'm saying? So let's continue. He said, how being vain do they worship him? So you worship the Most High in vain. You're just wasting your time. I just told you. Christ is saying isn't right. He said, teaching for doctrine the commandment of men. You see? Teaching for doctrine the commandment of men. So who command to celebrate Father Days? I'm going to read it to you. Because I just found it somewhere. And then I'm going to read it. I just found it. I just Google it. That's what I gotta do. Just Google it. I just Google it and I found it. And I'm gonna read it. Once I found it, I'm gonna read it right now, and you'll see. Father's Day. Who created it? Let's see who. Father's Day. Wow. And they deceive the whole world. They deceive everybody believing that, oh, we got to celebrate that feast. No, we don't have to celebrate. It's from the devil. We know. Right? So, I got it somewhere. Let me just read it from the internet. I'm going to go on my internet quick. Right? Let's see. Father's Day. So, this literally say, I just put it in Google. Right? Who invented Father's Day? Let's see. And Google can give me the answer. He said, Father's Day was founded in Spokane, Washington. So Washington was Seattle. It's talking about Washington, Seattle. Okay, at the Yamka, say YMCA. Okay, in 1910, right, by Sonora Smart Dad, who was born in Arkansas. Its first celebration was in the Spokane Yamka on June 19, 1910. Her father, the Civil War veteran William Jackson Smart, was a single parent who raised his 6 children there. So guess what? It was a man. It's from the man. Christians don't read the Bible. Christians, they don't read the Bible. They just talk. They just like to talk. I just got you right now. What did the Most High just say? He said what? Through Christ. He said what? These are doctrine of who? Of men. Let me read it. He said, how being vain do they worship me? Teaching for doctrines the commandment of men. So who command you to celebrate Father's Day? Is men. So you're wasting your time. You're worshiping the Most High in vain. Stop wasting your time. Come out from this pagan holiday. Leave Christianity alone and know that who you are from the Bible. Know who you are from the Bible. Okay, and I'm going to continue. He say, for lay aside the commandment of God. You see, so Christian, they'll lay aside the commandment of the Most High and say, oh, it doesn't matter. God doesn't know. He just look at your heart. You evil. You wicked. Okay? If you ignorant, I'll say, okay, you didn't know. Now listen carefully, right? I'm going to say this again. For lay aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men. I just told you. Who was that? Doug, Sonora, or Smart, or whatever. He's the one who prayed the Father's Days. When? In America. Which state? Washington. Washington. Which year? 1910. The first time they celebrated? June 19, 1910. So, is that from the Bible? No. Who did it come from? Men. So let me read it again. For laying aside the commandment of Yahweh, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups and many other such like things you do. You see? So, and he said unto them, for why you rejected the commandment of God, that you may keep your own tradition. That's what you do. You so-called blacks and Latino and Native. I don't worry about the other nation. They can do whatever they want to do. They can celebrate all the Father's Day they want to celebrate. I don't worry about them. It's the kingdom, right? It's the kingdom. So I'm going to look for another one. That is a little bit more. I'm going to go to Matthew 15. This is Matthew 15 and I'm going to read verses 3. This is the book of Matthew chapter 15 verses 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? So why are you celebrating Father's Days, Mother's Days, independent? Why? Don't you know that you're going against the Most High? And when you go against the Most High, it just means anti-God or anti-Christ. Same thing. So stop wasting your time accusing and attacking politicians, president. It's not just them that are the anti-Christ. You too, you're anti-Christ. The majority of Christians, you're anti-Christ. Just you don't know. Christ was not a Christian. Paul was not a Christian. Peter, the apostle, the prophet, they were not Christian. They were Hebrew Israelites. So stop deceiving yourself. If you're Christian, that means what? You belong to Satan. The Bible, what did Christ say? Give unto Satan what belongs to. He said, give unto the Most High whatever belongs to the Most High, and to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Caesar here is who? The devil, because at that time, who were ruling Jerusalem? The so-called white people. They named themselves Roman, even though we know they're not the true Roman. Like they call themselves today American, French, etc. Same thing. He said, why do you also transgress the commandment of Yahweh by your tradition? For the Most High commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother. You see? So, does it mean to go celebrate your Father's Days? No. The Most High never told you to do that. Satan, the devil. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verses 1 through 5. he said, I'm going to read 1 through 4. He said, hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel. That said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. So we were not supposed to be following the other nation. We, the so-called blacks, Latino, Native, we're supposed to follow specifically and only the Bible. The law written in the Bible, nothing else. We shouldn't be adding or removing. We have to follow specifically and only solely what the Bible, because the Bible belongs to us. Just we don't know. Let me read it. He said, thou said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the sign of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them, for the custom of the people are vain. For one they cut a tree out of the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with the axe. Here, what is he talking about? Christmas. He said, don't celebrate what these heathen do. If they celebrate the Easter, Bunny Easter, whatever they say, Rabbit Easter, the Independence Day, Columbus Day, do not celebrate. You study the Bible. Relax in the house. Chill out. This is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. And I'm going to read verses 3 through 4. He said, he that killeth an ox as if he slew a man. Let's see. He that sacrificed a lamb as if he cut off a dog's neck. Let's see. He that offered an oblation as if he offered swine blood. Let's see. He that burned incense as if he blessed an idol. Yet they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delight in their abominations. So you might think this is just talking about the people that were sacrificing to the no, it goes same thing Father Day, and I'm gonna prove it to you. What is he trying to say? Whatever you follow, as long as it does not match up with whatever the Most High commanded us to do, you're the same boat, you're the same basket. And I'm approving. What he said, what? And their soul delighted in their abomination. So your own abomination. What is your abomination? Father Day, Mother Day, Independence Day. When I tell you I don't celebrate, some of you still want to, oh, what? It's all good, man. Let's continue verse 4. I will also choose that delusion. You see? So the Most High choose your delusion, your own delusion, and bring their fears upon them. Because when I call, like I'm calling you right now through the Most High, I'm calling you. The Most High is calling you through me, pretty much. And the Most High is calling you. Guess what? You won't listen. Many of you, you're going to put this in the trial. Some, they don't want to listen. As soon as you don't want to listen. Why? Because they hate God. It's not just me. You hate God. For you to hate me, that means you hate God and you hate Christ. Point blank. It's easy. When I call, no did answer. You don't want to answer. You want to continue to be Christian. You want to continue to be blacks, Latino, Hispanic, Muslim, all these things. Let's see. When I spoke, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes. So you celebrating Father Days, guess what? That's evil before the Most High. You didn't know this? I'm just letting you know. Even chose that in which I delight not. The Most High delight not in Father Days, Mother Day, Independence Day, Valentine's Days. The Most High, he delight what? The Sabbath, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Passover, right? The Feast of Tents, the Feast of Tabernacle, the New Moon. Those are the Sabbath. Those are your Jubilees. That's what the Most High delighted. But you don't do that, you're wasting your time. You're just wasting your time. Let's go in the beginning to see what the Most High said. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20, and I'm going to read verses 3. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20, and I'm going to read verses 3. He said, thou shalt have no other God before me. What does it mean? So you listen to spoken or whoever this devil that created the feast of, that created the Satan pagan holiday called Father Days. Guess what? You worshiping men. Who set up men to be a God? Satan. Let me read it. Thou shalt have no other God before me. So you doing that, celebrating that, you know what you do? You just worshiping another God. You worshiping another God, not the Most High. You didn't know this? Oh, okay. Let's go to Leviticus. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, and I'm going to read verses 2. He said, I'm going to read from verses 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, the group, all the congregation, all the assembly. Let's see. It didn't say churches, right? And say unto them, ye shall be holy. What does it mean to be holy? Separate. That means if you see a Chinese or a so-called white man, East Indian, Arabs, or Ethiopian, all the other, if they're celebrating Father Days, Mother Day, Easter, you should be celebrating. We're supposed to be separate. Separate how? We are not going to do the thing that they do. We can work together, but guess what? If they celebrate like all the pagan holiday, we should be celebrating the day that the Most High commanded our forefather in the Bible, from Genesis to Deuteronomy. All the feasts right there, very simple, right? He says, speak unto all the children of Israel, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, I am holy. You see, the Most High says he is holy. See, never don't want to listen to that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and I'm going to read verses 29 through 32. When the Lord thy God cut off the nation from before thee, whether thou go to possess them, and thou succeeded them and dwellest in the land. So the Most High, he cut these people off, like he put them to death to give us his land. That's the land of the Most High. But he allowed them to be there. But what did they do? Evil, wickedness, idolatry, celebrating Father Days, Mother Days, same wickedness. Let's see. He said, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. You see, the Most High said, do not follow them. Don't follow after their way. You can't do that. You're going to die. The Most High will put you to death if you follow them. Let's continue. He said, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and thou inquire not after their God, saying, how did this nation serve their God? Even so, I will do likewise. Let's see. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hated have they done unto their gods. So they were celebrating Father Days, Mother Day, pagan holiday, all here and there, whatever, Sunday here and there. That's what they were doing. Let's see. He said, well, let me continue. He said, for even their son and their daughter, they have burned in the fire to their God. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereunto, nor diminish from me. So you see, you can't add or diminish from it. You can't do that. You got to keep that set of Most High. You can't add or remove. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's evil, right? Let's go to the book of Romans. I'm going to read chapter 8 and verses 7. And I'm going to read, he said, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. So you want to celebrate Father Days, Mother Days, you go against the Most High. For it is not subject to the law of God. You see, neither indeed can be. So once you don't want to keep the law, the commandment of the Most High, you know what you do? You go against the Most High. What does it mean? You always going to celebrate the pagan holiday of this world. You always going to do that, right? Very easy. I like that. Let's go to, I think it's chapter 12, verses 2. He said, and be not conformed to this world. You see, it's not because everybody's doing it and you have to. The Most High said we're supposed to be separate. We're supposed to be what? Severed. The Most High is severed, and he separated us from this nation. He said, but not conform to this world. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Like, what does it mean? That as soon as you hear or you listen to my video, you must stop celebrating this wicked pagan holiday. You got to stop it. Let's see. He said, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. I'm going to bring one more precept. One more precept, right? One more precept to finish up. I'm going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, right? 11 verses 1 through 2. He said, be ye followers of me, even as I also I am of Yahawashi. Now I praise you, brethren, brother and sister, what is it? That you remember me in all things. You see? All things. And keep the ordinances. What are the ordinances? 613 laws and commandments of the Most High, the feast, everything, right? As I deliver them unto you. So, brother and sister, that's what I want to bring out. You can't celebrate Mother Day, Father Day. That's anti-Christ. That's anti-God. Stop it. Otherwise, you pair with the heathen together. With that, I'm going to say, I'll praise you to the Most High, through his only begotten Son, Yahawashi, and I say, Shalawam.